Amanda here from Scrimpingmommy.co.uk, and today I've got a lovely box to share with you. Hope that you'll give it a try. The construction of it's pretty simple, and the awesomeness comes in the decorating. So I'm starting with a piece of Very Vanilla. You could use whatever colour you want, because you can, you know, have it to suit yourself. I have used a 12 by 12 sheet and I've cut it to 9 inches by 9 inches. And then I've got a piece of Blackberry Bliss, and this measures 5 1/16 by 5 1/16. So we need to do some scoring first of all to make our box. So I've got my Very Vanilla here, and I'm scoring it at 3 inches. Which you can just turn and score at 3 inches on all 4 sides, or you can score it at 3 and then 6 and then turn it 3 and 6. That way you're only turning it twice. 3 and 6. I've got my trimmer the other way around so that you can see the measurements. And this board's awesome because you've got centimetres here and inches there, so you've got both sets of measurements. I do work in inches. Let me just check that's gone straight. I do work in inches. I don't know why I do, I just find it easier. Okay, so there we've got our scoring, and on the Blackberry Bliss piece we want to score it at 1 inch on all 4 sides. Super simple. I don't think I like my trimmer this way up, actually. Even though it's easier to get it in the view of the camera, I don't like it. Oop! Stay low, 5 O's out. I'm still not used to the noise in the mouse house. Where we lived before was very much out in the countryside, and the only thing you could hear was cows mooing. And since we moved, you can hear everything. Can't wait to get in our other house. It'll be a little bit quieter because it's all soundproofed. Right, so I'm going to fold and burnish all of these, and this dark colour is the lid and the Very Vanilla is the base of the box. Okay, so all we need to do is just cut the flaps. You'll have seen this 1,000,001 times. We're just cutting up to the first score line, and the same there, and turn and do the same. Okay, just making sure I've cut it straight because I do struggle for some reason with darker colours. Heavens knows why, but I get kind of colour like snow blind and I can't see. Right, so the glue that I'm using is just from my personal stash. Let me just get it flowing, and I'm using it because it dries quick. If I can just get it, it's a swivel top, so you've just got to get it right. So I'm putting a little bit of glue there, and a little bit of glue there. And you can fast forward this bit if you want. You've seen boxes made probably 1 billion times. And then just fold it all together. And just hold that a minute while it dries. I'm not fast forwarding, I'm not editing, I'm fast forwarding. I don't like it. I don't like it when I watch videos myself, and I'm not bowing to pressure. I've decided I'm just going to do it my way. There we go. If you've got a good tape runner that's nice and strong, if you're lucky enough to still have some of the Stampin' Up! Fast fuse, you could use that. Okay. Just hold that while it dries a minute. I don't want to dry. Come on. There we go. I do wish I had bought billions of the stuff before they retired it because it was good. But hey ho, I didn't notch those. I forgot, so I'm just going to actually pull it back and just I should have notched them and I've forgotten. Let me just pull it back. Just notch your flaps, otherwise they could protrude. What a wally to forget to do that. Just trim it off. There we go. Sometimes they protrude, sometimes they don't. It's always just better to just trim that little bit off. Right, so that's all stuck and glued now. Better not have glue on my scissors. That's the lid. Let me just bob that to one side and get on with my box. Okay, so fold and burnish all of those edges, all of those score lines, I beg your pardon. And folding it inwards, I've managed to get some kind of contamination on my card there. I don't know where that's come from because I've got clean paper down and my hands are clean. It bugs me, does that? Never mind. Okay, so again, we're just going to cut up and we're just going to make a very basic box. So we do it on one side and then we turn it and do it on the other side. Okay. And what I'm going to do at this stage is I'm going to decide which way around my box is going to fold together. So I'm going to lift the centre part up and then I'm going to go left like so and then I'm going to go right. Okay, so that's how I'm going to glue it down. So the centre one and the left one, I want to notch the centre on both sides. I could get some larger scissors in for this bit. So the centre one I'm just notching on both sides. The left hand one I'm going to notch towards the middle. And the outer one I'm going to leave. I think that's how I did it last time to make it all so it was really lovely and square fitting. Yeah, that's how I want it. So I'm going to turn it round and I'm going to do the same here. So I'm going to notch the middle one. I think somebody's been using my scissors. There's all sorts stuck to these. You think somebody's been using them over the weekend for her homework. So the middle one I'm notching both sides. The very far left hand one I'm just notching the inside. Okay, now let me just fold that together because if it continues to protrude from the top, I'll notch the top as well. Is it protruding? We'll notch this one on both sides as well. So notch the left hand side one on both sides. I've changed my mind. So if I turn it around, notching the left hand side one on both sides. Just a gentle adjustment because I really don't want that protruding. Okay. So the one that isn't notched is going to go on the outside. So you lift the centre up, you put the right one over and the left one across. Okay, that way you'll have a nice neat, in theory, you'll have a nice neat box. So let me add some of my, come on, fast drying glue on there. Okay. Put that all up. Okay. And then some on that one. Okay. And then that creates a nice square flush box without any sides protruding. because I just want it to be really spot on. I don't want any bits sticking out and showing. Okay, so again, this is my middle one. Add in my glue. Put that up, put the left one over. Put more glue. Come on. There we go. Ooh, nearly throwing my glue across the room then. And then that will go over like so. I do have room in this with this lovely glue to just wiggle it, move it. There we go, and I've got a perfect box, and there is my lid, and it all fits, and it's all flush, and it's all perfect. Most of the times it doesn't matter, but every now and again I just want to make something that's really special. Just need to just tuck that one in a little bit more. Okay, so what I'm going to use now is my lovely laser cut DSP paper. Okay, now I'm using the delightfully detailed one, so it's pink on one side, white on another. So I'm leaving the top pink. I want it pink, I think it's really pretty. But for the panels here, what I've done is I've taken... Jeez, that was my husband ringing to just ruin my video. Right, so where was I? I'm using the beautiful laser cut DSP. I'm having the pink on the lid, but for the sides I have taken one of the border pieces, if I can just show you, which was like this, and it's pink on one side and white on the other, and basically I've coloured the white side, and I have used my Stampin' Right marker. It would be better done with alcohol markers, because then, you know, you wouldn't need to worry as much about it running when you add glue. But I'm just going to be super careful. So what I'm going to do first of all is I'm going to use, I've also got my butterflies here, so I'll bring some of those in. I have done a separate video on these, and I used Mod Podge. I'm just wondering whether to use it on this as well, whether it would just be easier. So what I think I'll do is, just bear with me, I think I will. We'll see if it makes my box lid go all funny or not. Well, we'll find out. So I'm painting some Mod Podge. I've got too much on there. Let me just wipe some off. Some Mod Podge on the lid, just on the lid. I've got way too much. Let me see if I can. I don't like wasting. I can't get the lid off to put it back in the flipping tub. Oh, never mind. Okay, so I'm painting all of my lid with that glitter stuff. You can use what you've got. You could use just PVA glue, to be honest. And then I'm going to add, I just find this is one of the easiest ways to use this stunning paper. Now I don't want that line border, do I? I don't think I want that on. Let me just lift it off a second. I don't want the edging. I'm just going to trim that off. I don't want that line on. I don't think it looks right. I want it to just have just the beautiful flourishes. So I'm just trimming those flourishes away from, try and hurry up before my glue dries. Cutting those away from that edge. Okay. And then lay it back on top of there. Okay. I've got a little bit too much than what I need there of the actual paper. I just need to move it up a bit. It needs moving up. Okay. I want those on the edge there. So I'll just use the glue on my brush to just tack them down, and then I can lift the rest up and lay it flat. And this will eventually dry kind of clear. I only want it on the top. Kind of clear and glittery. It'll be awesome. Okay. So I'm just reusing the excess that I'd got too much of earlier. I just put it on my mat there at the corner, so I'm picking it back up with the brush and reusing it. And where it's overhanging, we will trim that off in a minute. I will show you how we'll do that. Okay. So basically we're decoupaging, that's all we're doing, just the same as when I did my butterflies, if you've watched the video on that. It's the same process. Okay. That needs re-sticking down onto there, like so. And this is where you can get really crafty and have a lot of fun. There we go. So that is all stuck down nicely now. Okay. And that will also give a protective layer to my lid. And it will stop that laser cut paper from curling up or getting pulled off. So I'm going to heat set it. It's all nice and dried, and then what I'm going to do is, this is the point where I can then just go and carefully trim off an excess of that laser cut paper. Oop, just like trimming around the edge of if you're doing a quiche or a pastry. You're just trimming it off the bits that you don't need so that you've got a nice flush pretty edge. If I had more time, what I would do is I would lightly carry on decoupaging, and I would do down the side of the box as well, so that it all looked perfect. That's a off cut, get off. And I would do all down the side of the box as well, and then it would look really, really beautiful. But I'm trying to keep my video a bit shorter. So if you can see, you've got that beautiful laser cut paper on there. So just flick that out of the way. And then we can do very simple. I've put my scissors in my Mod Podge. What an honour. We can do the panels now. Now I've cut these, I've coloured them, and then I've cut them to 2 7/8 by 2 7/8. And I'm going to add these very carefully. Just get my glue flowing with tiny dots of Tombow. Very, very carefully. You could, of course, again, use some kind of decoupage glue like I have for the lid. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put the lid on, and then I can judge where I want these decorative pieces. You could put them, again, as I say, you can do them in any colour. I'm going to put them across the middle there. Okay. If you're worried about getting it exact, you can measure it, make a pencil line, etc. Okay, so that's one. And then you just follow the line with the other 4. Tiny bit of glue. Okay. Don't need a lot. just be careful you don't get glue all on here and then reactivate that ink and smudge ink on your card base. Okay. Okay. So I'll do the other two sides off camera. So that is basically our box for now. I'll continue and put the rest of the decoration there, and then I have got my beautiful butterflies. So let's see where we can put these. I'm just gonna go to town and decorate my box with my butterflies, and put one there. Just hold that a minute while it dries. You could use glue dots if you wanted. I'm kind of hoping that the glue will be a little sturdier. I'll put one there. Flying up the box, so it's a very special box. It's going to look awesome. Just hold that while it dries, and we'll have a little baby one in between. I'll just stick that there. Just making sure it's not in the way of opening and closing the lid. And then I'll just have another one there. Hello, right there. Not too sure. Maybe I should have. I'm just going to add it on there. I was just thinking maybe if I had just a small die cut that I could put a sentiment on and then put that on the top, that might look better. But I haven't got any stamps out ready. I just wanted to show you how to decoupage that beautiful laser cut DSP onto the lid of my box. So what I might do, when you see the thumbnail, and if you go over to my blog, what I might do is add a sentiment there using some very vanilla cardstock, but I'm mindful that my video is going to be long, so I'm going to leave it there, and I think that is gorgeous. And just before we go, I will bring in my original one that I made with the other laser cut DSP. This one is in that annual catalogue, and this one is very vanilla on one side and white on the other, and I took the border piece from there and I coloured it in basic black, and this one is pink on one side and white on the other, and that is from the spring summer catalogue. But both of those papers are something special, and that is how you can use them, and I think those are lovely. I hope you'll give it a try. I'm sorry for the long video, but I do think you'll agree it's worth it. Go and give them a try. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.